Yeah, slap a beat on it. Great, 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 great. Hi guys, there we go. Everybody jumping on. I don't see any people yet. It's still gonna take some time. Great. Hi guys. Hello Lee. Let's bring that volume down a little bit, buddy. Welcome to CryptoEMC, guys, where we bounce through the charts. And yesterday we were talking about Bitcoin's bounce, and we were looking at why and what we want to see in order for us to know that the bottom is in. Today we're going to be looking at just that, what needs to happen. We're going to be looking at Ethereum and some really good news on Ethereum, so don't miss that. We've got obviously a new coin that I think we want to bring to you guys. It's a time traveler coin, guys. You're going to be traveling back in time, and you'll be able to buy something that's valuable today, and you're going to be able to buy this new one that's going to be doing exactly the same thing. So, and then you've got a few hot picks as well. So we're going to be throwing some alt buys in between as well. Coins that we really think that will do well, irrespective of what Bitcoin's potential is. So guys, yeah, Lee, bring it in for us, buddy.
Are you gonna share my chart, or what are you waiting for me now? Share my chart.
Don't worry. Guys, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty beforehand, so we haven't prepared even our intro. So it tells you how bad we are at this stage still. The TA is good. The show building is still probably still wanting. So we'll leave it at that, Lee. I think before we get cracking, let's just first hit our little intro video. Okay, right. Now that we have all the little YouTube intros and what you're gonna get and what you're gonna expect, clickbait and stuff out of the way, Lee, how you doing, my love?
Ça va bien, merci. I don't know what to answer
my French speaking love, you know. I love that shirt that you've got there, buddy. I went for polka dot, and you went for love. I mean, yeah. That's it, bringing the love. Right. Yeah. Right, guys. So we were saying to you guys, you know, we were looking at Ethereum, and we get a lot of requests on Ethereum, and for some reason, both of us don't really like to chart Ethereum. We decided to put our own personal differences aside and to look at Ethereum. Now, Lee, we were going to look at Ethereum, and we were looking to see whether Ethereum will be outperforming Bitcoin, because the historic trend with Ethereum is when Ethereum starts moving, it ignites the rest of the big cap alts. So I'm going to bring up your chart, and let's quickly have a look. And while that it's loaded, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button. We are still finding our feet. We are new. So bear with us if we slip up with some of the YouTube's do's and don'ts. But the TA comes from a good place, and we are no BS TA traders. And we like to layer in fundamentals in between this, because fundamentals creates the reason. Technical analysis manage the risk, and then the hard part is timing. That tells us when to take action. Lee, so looking at Ethereum, what do we see?
Well, I don't know if you remember, maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, we had a quick look at Ethereum, and then we were pointing out that there were here a strong bullish divergence forming on this, and should be stronger than BTC already at that stage. So that's why we labeled this buy area a few weeks ago there. And it looks like now it's also like outperforming BTC by quite a lot, actually. Even though, I mean, BTC yesterday failed to do a higher high, right? Just now, we did a higher high on ETH compared to the price action of Bitcoin yesterday. So this is really good for ETH. Even though we are entering this zone of resistances right now as we speak. So I think Ethereum break this trend line. Breaking the trend line is nothing else than breaking this bearish momentum. And this is what we wanted to see on Bitcoin yesterday. And unfortunately, it did not happen yesterday. So if we can manage to close that candle above this, and we can see kind of structure here with still higher lows and higher highs, then the next stop for Ethereum will be maybe a double top at 4.8. And on a bigger time frame, if you manage to go above this level here at 4.8 as a double top, I think there will be some resistances. Again, if you look at a bigger time frame chart, let me go to the weekly chart because you want to see what is Binance Ethereum. Come show me. No, nothing on that data. Maybe this one. Let's switch on to the Bitcoin against Ethereum chart. So Bitcoin against Ethereum charts, again, same. We're making higher lows and higher highs. And my next resistance is here at that pivot here, or better, the pivot from the 15th of May 2018. So if you go above these two white line, then we have a little bit of room to go for another target at about 10 cents or 11 cents, even 11, 12 cents, this kind of area. So it's really looking strong. This is what we wanted to see on Ethereum. And maybe that strength on Ethereum is going to bring the whole market a little bit higher, even though Bitcoin is looking a little bit weak at the moment. And maybe that ETH will save this bearish momentum on Bitcoin. What do you think, Rudo?
Yes, and I think, we said we like to layer in fundamentals behind. We don't necessarily want to dive into everything, because fundamentals for us is normally where it becomes like real hard homework. So we try to get to the point and understand whether it's going to give us a reason to buy. And to look at what Lee just said, and we can look at that ETH chart, and we can definitely argue that that's really bullish. We're in a close proximity of making a higher high, and it's just something to be exciting about. And then we get news like this, and it's Vitalik saying that they're proposing a call data limit per block. Now, the way Ethereum works, guys, is there's certain amount of GUI needed to take a transaction, and that's normally capped. So it's the Ethereum price in relation to that creates the amount of dollars that you will be charged. So if you want to get the transaction done quicker, you have to, you can choose to give the guy more rewards. Similar of thinking of standing in a queue at the hot dog vendor, 4 a.m. in the morning in front of a nightclub. So if the hot dogs are being sold at $20 a hot dog, and everybody's queuing to pay $20 a hot dog, if you walk out there and you throw a sign in the air and tell the guy, I'll give you $100 for a hot dog, don't you think he's going to backhand give you a hot dog to jump the queue? And that's how the whole principle of the gas fees are built with the Ethereum network. So the idea is that you would then use these incentives, people willing to pay more to get their transactions put through first, and then that lifts up the price. Now, that's a nice idea if you think about it for everybody running these nodes, but for us, the public, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to actually get out of a coin purely because of the fees, especially when the real time to take action is when the fees are high, when there's a lot of network activity. So what he's proposing is that they're going to start capping that and bringing that down, which will possibly change Ethereum's echo or the Ethereum network, and make it a little bit more user-friendly or friendlier. I won't say user-friendly, more friendlier for anybody that's new with a small little wallet to be able to get to some of those coins, because at the moment, it's literally too expensive. So I really like that about what Ethereum is on about. So keep an eye on this, guys. I don't know when and I don't know how they're going to go about it, but it's already been discussed. So that's good news. Lee, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, the same for you. I mean, we've got some coins locked in MetaMask, and every time we wanted to sell, either the gas fee is too high or it's too slow. So, and with all those layer 2s now that is outside, it's much faster using, for example, I don't know, PSC chain and Matix and all those other
Avalanche.
So Yeah,
All
it's good.
all those.
It's good that we bring those fees a little bit cheaper for everyone, and then we're gonna benefit from here. And I think Ethereum also has been underperforming for quite a while now. So it's about time for Ethereum to wake up. Going above this 5,000 psychological number will bring a lot more attention to ETH in terms of the public attention, and that will be another step forward for ETH to grow. Yeah, definitely.
I can remember we had some crazy targets for Ethereum at some stage, north of $70,000 as a possible end high. I mean, and we were looking at contemplating those numbers and saying, but it would literally almost be impossible to sell anything if Ethereum goes there, because what would the fees be? So with this being said, a reduction in fees, price breakout, I think it's all going to be welcoming things for the public. So this being said, you said we've got that narrative where we said Ethereum might start leading the way. Lee, we normally do this. We look at this chart, and to the left-hand side, I have Bitcoin. And I'm not going to touch on this now. But what we like to do is we like to have a look at the total market cap of all the alts. So this is the total 2 market cap. And when we look at the total 2 market cap, we like to then compare that to the total market cap and then relay that back to Bitcoin to kind of see if that's truly the case, if this can be supported. Now, let's start with this. This is the total market cap. That's where Bitcoin was at the 59K level, and we marked some of these targets out. And since the big Bitcoin reversal, the alt markets has really been flowing. Now, I know a lot of this probably will be gaming tokens entering the total market, the total 2s calculations, and so forth. So it's bringing a lot of new money in there. So at this stage, what do we have here? One thing that I want to show you guys is we've got higher highs, but we don't have higher highs in the RSI. So I think that is sort of contrarian to everything else we are saying, Lee. So what's your take on that?
Well, I think that's already played out. If that is the bearish divergence, and then we did have a small retrace on that total market cap. I'm not sure if I can see on that screen a bullish divergence, maybe on a daily, or you can switch back to 8-hour chart, maybe. No, even here, I think, at the bottom here, you can see already a bullish divergence forming. Yeah, RSI is making higher highs, price is making lower lows. So this is the bullish divergence that's gonna probably bring the price, bring the total market cap back to the 618 zone at least, and maybe higher.
So the 618 zone is where Lee is talking about trying to get this impulse to go above this level at least. Am I correct in my assumption?
Okay. Yes.
Cool. So with this being said, guys, let's take this now and let's move over to the total market cap. This is now everything all thrown in together. And let's see what the RSI is telling us there and how price is working out there. So you can see exactly the same thing. There's a high, there's a higher high, there was a high, and these are lower lows, lower highs. So we had the same play out. Now, are we getting the same bullish divergence, Lee?
Same.
So let's zoom in there and and I want to make it nice and clear for you guys. It's always easy to look at the line tool, which works on the closing price. There you go. Now the little zoom tabs are in the way. Let's just move it up. There you go. There's the little higher high there. So that is a good sign. Is this sign still going to tell us that we're going to continue upwards? No. Like Lee said to you guys, we're going to have to be wise about this and first make sure that we get above that 618 and continue the momentum, because if we don't, this can only be a short-term bullish divergence that gets deleted at some stage. Right, now, Lee, dominance. A lot of people love to look at dominance because normally dominance was the sign and the tool that we use to see whether there's alt season at this stage. Now, with the total market cap looking bullish and the alts looking bullish and Bitcoin, and let's see, where's my Bitcoin chart? Where is it hiding? Let me just get it over here. And Bitcoin not giving us the higher high. What would be your take on this? What would you imagine?
I think there's
Because
just too
everything looks bullish, but Bitcoin's not supporting it at this stage.
Yeah, and I think it's more those leverage platform again. Too many people are still longing BTC like crazy, and I think market makers just don't want to go and need to shake a few people out still on that market. So I still believe that the fact that we haven't put a higher high on BTC, chances are we're coming back. I mean, we did come back to that imbalance, even though it's not completely failed. And on a bigger time frame, I don't want to sound too bearish, guys, but this is the plan B, or if you can the plan C or whatever. Coming back maybe to last checkout to the 50s, between 50 and 48 even. That will scare a lot of people before the last run. So I'm prepared for that scenario, even though I'm just gonna wait for BTC to make a decision. Alt looks bullish to me. So maybe when Bitcoin is gonna retrace to 48 or 50, then the next bounce, all the alt is gonna outperform BTC, because I see, Ethereum to BTC chart is really looking nice, bullish. The other two coins that I wanted to introduce to you guys today as well. Also, it's a really nice area to accumulate through DCA, and those two charts or those two coins that we're gonna show later also have a really, really nice chart against Bitcoin. So, all the conditions are met perfectly to take those coins instead of buying BTC right now. So, even if I'm really a Bitcoin fan, but I have to say, we need to get those alts for the next run.
Yeah, that's the truth. So let's have a look at the dominance and see. I thought I was not putting my screen on the sharing it while you were talking, but it seems that my screen's been rocking in the background. So I apologize, guys. I hope it didn't distract you from what Lee was saying. So yet again, so what do we want to see if we want alt season? We need dominance money leaving Bitcoin, or money getting into the crypto market at a higher and a quicker rate than Bitcoin. Simple as that. So a dominance will be the pointer to do that. So what do we have? We've got a bearish divergence. Lee, is this a hidden or a strong bearish divergence?
A hidden one.
So a hidden one is a continuation of the trend. And what is the general trend now for dominance?
Well, you tell me. You can see it now.
Simple.
What do you think the trend is right now? I mean, come on.
Come on, guys. It's simple.
Guys,
okay, so
on the chart, he's getting tired.
I'm struggling here. Okay, right, guys. So as you can see, the predominant trend for dominance is to the downside. And if this is seen as a big correction, and we're going to be continuing back down, and the fact that we've got hidden bullish divergence, that hidden bearish divergence, yeah, let's just correct that. And I didn't sleep much, guys, so I apologize. You can see the bags under my eyes. I'll wait until the screen is small. I won't do it when the screen is big. I might just give away my age. So looking at this and the fact that we have that, I would want to see a complete break of the structure over here. So no time to party just yet, guys. Don't get too overexcited. Remember, the market's not going to look like it's going to do that before it starts doing it. It catches people unaware. So these areas over here, these supportive areas, price is going to hover around this zone because there's a lot of fighting and strife at that level. But once we lose that range, then we're going to start hitting lower lows. And realistically, long term, I see the dominance becoming an irrelevant chart, because we don't look at the US stock market with a gold dominance chart next to it. Bitcoin's end goal is monetary store of value. So at the end of the day, this is a beautiful way of tracking how the crypto market is growing and how healthy the crypto market is. Because the more there is, more array there is of coins out there that's got real big traction in them, the stronger and the longer lasting the crypto market will be. And well, I think longer lasting is not the right word, Lee, because it's never going to go anywhere. I think Okay, so I think we talked the subject to death. The end of the day is Ethereum does look good. There's a lot of TA that supports that. There's fundamentals that supports that. So Lee, yesterday we had, and let me just take my screen away. We had our first meeting with our early supporters. Just quickly give everybody a short update on that. And while you do that, guys, this is the link to the Discord and everything so that you don't get scammed.
Well, I enjoyed it quite a lot. I don't know if there are some of you that is still with us today. If you are, it means that maybe we are doing something right. And yeah, I quite enjoyed the AMA session yesterday with the early supporters. To put a face on those names was quite nice. And I hope you guys also liked it.
Yeah, it was fun to meet you guys, and looking forward to the next one. So it wasn't recorded, but the idea was just to be a fun introduction. So more of those sessions going to come, and more reasons for those that were early supporters to keep signing up if there's still slots available. I don't know. The Discord will let you know if there's any slots left, and come and join and meet us. We human beings. In the simpler sense, I trade. This is my office. Welcome to my home office. You're in my house every day, and we just talk crypto. So Lee, while that's now out of the way, let's have a look. To a couple of people saying they really enjoyed the Zoom, so I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, cool. So Celsius, you mind bringing down the volume ever so slightly there, buddy? Just going to add my screen. So this is a more somber note. So the Celsius CFO got arrested on charges tied to a previous Mosh Hajek job. So what does it mean? So as soon as you start thinking about this, you look at Celsius and your eyes want to run to the Celsius price. What's happening to Celsius? So Celsius was on a real big trajectory to the upper end, and then the wheels started coming off, and Celsius is correcting as well. Now, I explained to you guys a while back with news like this, these fundamental deal breaker news events. Think of it as BMW creating a faulty part in one of their vehicles, or the BMW CEO was found laundering money. It's going to be negative to the company, but short term. If the company's fundamentals are good, they're going to act, they're going to correct it, and eventually they're going to, go past that point and continue on in the momentum that the company has. So with this being said, let's have a look at the Celsius chart. So at this stage, what the Celsius chart is showing us is that it is in this narrowing wedge. I don't really know what's the TA pattern of that, but I know when these volumes are running out, it's reaching a point where it's getting to a position where the liquidity and the volume is very low, the range and the interest in the project is going away. Now, with things like this, and maybe we can bring in the RSI, I want to just show you something why I like this as a TA. So I'm just going to bring my screen out here, Lee, and you love this specifically because of the divergence that's currently printing out. So what you can see is, guys, we are making lower lows, and the RSI, yet again, that little thing is in the way. Let's do it there. Maybe there's a way I can switch this off. But what we have is we've got the RSI showing us already that there's money entering. And then you had a look at the...
There's a reason why I put my RSI on top of the chart.
Now I know. Thanks for waiting until I'm publicly struggling with this, buddy, until you share it with me. Brotherly love.
I can't share all my secret the first day, We are still dating here.
Okay, cool. So... With this being said, guys, let's read through this article. And I want to show you just that. People see this, got arrested, negative. But let's read what the article says. It's connected to a previous job, okay? And no way related to the work that he was doing within that network. So, but people look at these things and they take that as, oh, there's problems, and they run away, money, and we get an opportunity. Now, this is something I just want to bring your attention to. Celsius has got plans for a $300 million investment into their Bitcoin mining operations. This is bullish. This is positive. going forward, this is going to mean a lot of good things. So be thankful for the fact that something like this happened. I hope this guy is innocent, or I don't want to see bad press for a company as well. So that's why I don't want to dive into this too deeply. But these opportunities come our way, and there's still real good fundamental news that's going to kick in down the road from now. So Celsius for me at that basis is at a discount. It's at a real good steal. So I'm going to be looking at getting some Celsius. I'm not going to put all my money in. Remember now, there's risk. This thing can keep on going down, and I can lose another 40% before I grab in. But with these divergences playing out, I highly doubt that. So it's enough for me to start saying, looking at where Celsius is at now, looking at where Bitcoin is at, looking at where the alt market is at. These is one of those, and we've seen them many times play out, one of those negative events that ends up with a quick reversal once everybody wakes up and say, oh, but everybody else is buying, so there's probably nothing wrong. And then the thing goes up like that. So for me, this is a good Hail Mary opportunity. Great, Lee. Then we said we were going to talk about a hot new coin. Should we maybe just first look at one of your previous coins that done really well? I think we were looking at RSR, those type of things, and maybe use that as a explanation on how our strategy works.
Okay, I mean, there's RSR. I mean, for me, there's nothing wow, because those entries are planned for really the next bull run. So we are accumulating within this range. And while no one is talking about those projects, we are buying within this range, and we just wait because this is normal price action. I mean, imagine those big wallets when they're selling something here, a big amount of token. They need time to accumulate at the bottom. They cannot buy every single market order, everything, buy back and push the price higher. So they need to spend more time. This is why we have to consolidate at the bottom here, where no one is talking about this project. And once they have enough in the bags, in the wallet, then they will pay influencers, or they will make sure that in a way people are going to talk about the project, and then people are going to come and buy and push the price higher. Okay, so for me, this move is nothing. I'm happy. Obviously, I'm happy because RSI is making higher highs, and I see a lot of influencers as well. Over the weekend or Monday, talking about RSR. I don't even know what the news is out there right now, but the fact that it's making already a higher high compared to this pivot here, give me confidence that we are in the right track to go. Yeah. So, and still, this is the first zone of resistances at 0.08. So I'm not planning to take any profit right now here, but my first take profit, and I will not sell everything, is at this reload zone, because this can go here, can go back, test again, and then go higher. So why don't we take profit here first and then come back and buy again later? But the final target, if we have for the next alt season, for the next run, will be definitely around this 12 and 14. So it's easy, like a 2 or 3x for me in terms of this project. So based on this strategy, I wanted to show you today, not Zcash was same. We bought here. This Zcash run faster than anything else. We hit this this zone of resistances. I did sell my Zcash at 298. Not everything. I still have some, because I don't know if we're gonna go pass through this resistance and shoot for the next level. But I did sell a little bit here, and now the price is already back and test this previous pivot. So that was a good sell. And if I want to, I'm gonna buy back. I'm gonna buy back here again. But I'm gonna use the money that I'm getting from this profit here. I will hold, and I will buy now SRM.
But you're gonna have to zoom in, buddy. Yeah, before you add in more info there, please zoom in, because we can't see those charts, my friend. I'm gonna buy you a small computer screen for Christmas. A very small one.
You want me to chat on my iPhone, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool.
Okay,
Let's see.
so
A little bit more zoom, buddy. I can barely see the candles.
I need to see the fib level to show you that we are in this.
But you've got it marked,
618,786. You know, but people
Correct.
need to know from which low and which top they need to put the same fib as me. Okay, so
Okay, so mark that out, and then
that was the DCA range. So I want to buy within this with the profit. You know, if I'm no money anymore from the previous buys, I do take profit, and then I will have always some cash on the side to buy those deals within this DCA, top buy, middle, and then at the bottom. And if the price wants to decide to go through the whole range, then I will have an average at 4.5. But if not, then I'm happy as well because I'm already in, and then I can take advantage of this. Plus daily divergence, we have a nice 1, 2, 3 for this divergence to play out. So we have like you can see now, RSI is making higher lows, price is making lower lows, and actually there's lots of those assets that is making this kind of bullish divergence
scenario now.
So this can already bring this price at least with 1, 2, 3 wave up and maybe test this support at that area. But will I take profit
full
here?
that imbalance.
Yeah, but will I take profit here? No, it's not part of my plan. I've got maybe 60, 70, 80 assets that I need to manage like this. I will never have time to go through all the coins and look at when to sell and when to buy within this small price action. So my plan is to buy here and to sell. I don't even have a sell target yet, but I can put this, and it's gonna show me all those levels that I need to sell, and it's gonna be probably at first sell. We probably at above $10. And then we can look at later stage in a few weeks, months at higher targets. So that is my SRM. I think it's Serum now, the ticker. And I wanted to bring your attention to this SRM and BTC chart. We have almost the same price action. We're making higher highs.
Cardano, buddy.
Oh,
you mean
sorry.
Cardano?
Why is it Cardano chart here? Okay, let's forget about this. Let's move to the next one. Zero. 0, same. We are right now in this DCA range. We are consolidating with this area. So same strategy. I'm later in. I'm putting a buys within this box, and for the next target for 0 to go higher. So next target on 0 will be, I didn't mark on the chart, but it will be like 17 cents for me. Going through this red line here at 13 cents, my next target will be easily 17 cents. And then higher with 30 and 35 on watch. So that also could be an easy 2, 3, or 4x on 0. Same divergence we are seeing right here on the weekly chart. This is even a weekly chart, guys. So I'm going to remove this DNA here. On the weekly chart, you have this candle making same lows, and then RSI, I think, is slightly making a lower lows on the weekly candle here. So we have a hidden bullish divergence on the weekly charts. So this also is going to bring, I think, some momentum to the upper side, even though we are still within a bigger scale of time, still ranging within the DCA range. Okay, and if I have to show you this ZIL against BTC, so now I can zoom in a little bit. We have to look at the candle and want to check if we have also like a divergence on a BTC pair. Yeah, price. I think we're gonna see clearly on the body of the candles because of that wick in terms of price. But if you look only at the bodies, oh, give me the drawing. Why is it not more drawing this candle anymore here? That's weird. Okay, RSI here you can see is making higher lows, and price from this pivot here to this pivot here is making lower lows. So that's also a bullish divergence, even a strong bullish divergence on ZIL against BTC. So Same chart as Ethereum against BTC. Those two coins for me are really strong in terms of where they are in terms of localization, in terms of your USD price, and they are showing some strength against the BTC pair. So even if I have some BTCs, they don't have any USD, I will go and buy a little bit of ZIL against the BTC because ZIL and SRM is outperforming BTCs for the next week or two.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Lee. So, guys, who wants to learn about a new project? Well, it's not brand spanking new, but it's new in the big scheme of things, and it's our time traveler coin for the day. So let's see how many guys. Please hit those likes, hit those subscribes, and let me quickly go through the chats as well. And let's just see before we do that what we have. While charting, do you consider drawing trend lines from Wix or the body from Starboy? Lee, maybe you can just quickly comment on that before we then dive into this new coin.
There is no specific rules. There is, I would say, maybe majority of the traders like to draw those lines with the Wick. And a few traders doesn't wanna, take those wicks and those noises in action, and they will draw from body to body. So there's no strict rules as far as I know. It's just, but you have to take either one. You can't use the body to wick, for example. Either you take all the wicks and you draw your trend line, or you take all the bodies. But you cannot choose. I'm gonna take the wicks from that level here and then take a body from the other level. That won't be correct.
Yes, and I'm one of those guys that love the closing price. Think of it as an agreement. You kind of, at that point, everybody is fine with that time, that's the price. So it locks in a certain price level as well. And these agreements are normally based on support and resistance levels. So just keep that in mind. And we'll touch on that as time goes through. So Lee, we've got a new coin. And we said we're going to be time traveling. So how are we going to be time traveling, guys? Well,
can we go back to 2010?
Yes, I would love to be at 2010. I wish 2010, the 2010 me, or if only he knew. Right, guys. So Chainlink. I saw a comment about Chainlink a while earlier in the chat as well while I was going through it. So I'm giving you a time traveling opportunity to buy Chainlink. So how are we going to do it? Well, the coin's name, and I'm going to bring up my screen now, is Modefi. So what is Chainlink? Chainlink's an oracle. Now, oracle is an important part of what crypto is. It is the link between the crypto in itself, the decentralized blockchain, and the gathering of data outside. So the oracles are the pathway for the data. Blockchains has got different functions, and these data needs to get captured, validated through an oracle, and then sent to the blockchain. So oracles are important, but oracle's got a problem, guys. Oracle is a centralized identity. Oracles can get manipulated. Data can be at the source, be corrupted. So what this does is it takes that a step further and creates the first decentralized oracle solution. And why I like this is, what does it mean? Well, modified DAOs will provide the first truly trustless and decentralized oracle data. Outliers, malicious actors, and corrupt data will be removed autonomously with no outside interaction through the use of smart contracts and multiple data sources. So this is a game changer. This is big, guys. So if you look at the price now of where it is, and remember, this is a new project. So the liquidity is going to be sparse at this one. Price is going to be volatile. So you're going to feel like you're a hero one day, and the next day it's going to dump like it is. It's a dead project. But it's because it's finding its feet. It's got a market cap of only 18 million. I think that is significant. Let's just highlight that for you guys. Market cap of 18 million. And price is currently at $1.36. So I really like this one for that reason. And I'm going to be buying some. Now, this is a fundamental analysis, because if we look at this thing on TA-wise alone, we're going to really struggle. Let's quickly get the TA price on. We're going to really struggle to get an idea of what it's going to do because of the fact that it's low liquidity. You get these insane spikes. I'm just going to look at it as fundamentally a really sound project that I want to invest in. It is trending up. And remember, we say this to you guys many times. Buy higher highs and higher lows. So we're in an area where there's a demand being created. So anything in that wick would be a really good buy. And even at this stage where we're at, and this is now not the TA Rudo speaking, the fundamentalist saying that, even where it's at now is a really good buy. Take a little bit of your money. Lee, how much do we say normally on our portfolios on these new ones? 5%? 5% max. Even the amount of money that you would normally take and be willing to lose on a stock being stopped out on a trade, that amount of money. Because we're so early, a little bit goes a very long way. So grab a little bit, just like we did with the other coins that we shared with you guys. Grab a little bit. It's going to go a long way, and it's going to be a long-term hold. Because Chainlink didn't get where it's at today in a few months' time. It took some time. And this is going to do exactly the same thing. So, guys, that's about that for now. That's all that we've got time for. No, Bitcoin. Are we going to look at Bitcoin?
What's happening with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not doing anything.
Nobody likes Bitcoin. Let's quickly have a look at Bitcoin. I'm just going to add this. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's pumping.
Another attempt to do a higher high.
Yes. Thank you, Bitcoin, for giving us something to talk about. This is a blessing. Okay, let's have a look. So this is Bitcoin. This was a previous analysis. This is this analysis that we were playing off now. So there's Bitcoin. So I'm looking at this trend at this stage on the daily.
Have another left trade.
Do you want to grab another one? Do you have a buy zone there, buddy?
No, I've got a sell zone.
Oh,
zone. But
okay.
Let's leave it.
Let's park that one for a later opportunity because that's yet again a little bit more for the advanced. Right. Okay, guys. So what do I want to see? Remember, I'm going to just show you guys of this again. I'm going to put a line right there. I'm just going to mark it as my higher high line, and I want to put an alert. Right. And once that alert sounds, I'm going to be really bullish. Why? There's a lot of suppliers. What's the supply zone? It's an area where people wanted to short. So there's stop limits waiting there. Promises. What's those promises telling us? Promises to buy. So if price can find its way in there, those promises are just going to help us through that zone. And then we can maybe come back and buy this imbalance again at a later stage for continuation. So really happy about this, really bullish on Bitcoin. And this might just then flip the dynamic because remember what we had. On the dominance, trend is showing us that it wants to continue to the downside. On the total 2, which is all the alts, bullish divergence. The total market cap, all the alts with Bitcoin, bullish divergence. And Bitcoin just needs to wake up and start getting some momentum, and then we're back on, and then we're going to be back in business. So at this stage, let's see what Bitcoin wants to do there. Right, that's me. Lee, anything you want to add there?
No. Bitcoin is
While
doing
we
what
bounce.
you suppose. I mean, it's trying to make a higher high, which is nice. But if you don't make a higher high on that attempt, it doesn't look nice at all.
No. But yeah. So keep your eyes on that. Put your alerts. Don't stare at a candle. It doesn't make it grow. Put your alerts. Lee, drop us that tune and let's get out of here, buddy. So thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate you. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, same time. Let's bounce.
Don't miss tomorrow's show because, like I said, I've been going out there and hunting, and I do have maybe some good metaverse gems for you guys. So
yes, gaming tokens, guys. Yeah. Gaming tokens. There's a few of those that we want to bring you on. These negativity gives us a chance to get in, especially if you're late. So yeah. Cheers, everybody.
Cool.
Lee, what was that token's name you want us to look at tomorrow?
Oh,